it's bad news when you have to adjust to a new baseline, but instead of taking it as like bad news, we should call it like the new me.
Don't you think we're better together? Oh, I think we are.
Good morning, guys.
Welcome to the lunch table.
Last night we grilled for the first time of the season. I felt like it was a very
Momentous moment.
We say that a lot. And it's like the start of the outdoor season. Anyways, we had leftover steak, and so Mary got this French bread that's like so good.
$1.
So good from Walmart. And so I like seared that in the pan and made a little steak sandwich. I did mayo and hot sauce on it.
You are so
some
fancy.
arugula.
Butter bread.
Okay, we're on to dessert, and Mary is teaching me her ways of how to dunk Oreos.
Well, I taught you how I do it. Wait, ah!
Oh!
Catastrophe. Hold on.
I distracted her.
Okay.
Last night she taught me.
My technique, but I know that you have a different preference than me.
I like it a little, she likes it just completely squish. So she told me, this is what I don't understand, is that there has to be a little bit of the Oreo remaining out of the milk.
To let the air out properly.
I don't understand what air you're, like.
Okay. When you put the cookie in there.
Okay.
There's air in the cookie, it needs to escape.
You mean, air escapes, the milk comes in?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it has to have a chimney for escape.
That is. See if you put it.
Oh,
no! Alright, Operation Oreo Rescue.
No.
Oh, she makes me laugh.
Fast forward a few hours. Peter's now out working, and I am. I'm doing today's edition of Where's My Medical Device? And searching all of my medical areas in the house. I have 2 different pumps currently for my IVIG because my home care has had trouble getting my specific dose. So they had to send me just like a couple of milligrams different dosage for a couple of months, which was totally fine. It was really marginal, so it wasn't like a big deal. But then they had to send me a pump that was programmed for that. So I know where that pump is, but now I need the previous pump because now they have my dose back in stock. Anyway, I've already looked under the guest bed, in my bedroom, in both medical spots in the bedroom. I've looked in my guest room closet. And last, I'm looking in this paper bag. Found it. I have this paper bag. It was down in the kitchen with some medical stuff in it that I needed to take upstairs. Well, that's where it was. So, I'm actually getting ready. We are going to a church service at a different church tonight. Our church doesn't have anything. Okay, battery died. Our church doesn't have any services tonight, and so we are going with a friend to a different church that is having a service. And I need to do IVIG today because tomorrow is the Good Friday service at our church, so I won't be doing IVIG tomorrow. All of that to say, I need to get accessed and have all my IVIG supplies like way ready for when we get home from the service, because I typically start IVIG at 8:30 p.m. so that the timing works out for the Benadryl, since it's gonna make me sleepy. Right when IVIG is done, I just go to sleep. And it takes 3.5 hours. So, the service is at 7. We will get home at 8 or 8:30 or whatever time, and we will start IVIG, but I need to be accessed before that. So, I am getting everything situated. I found my pump. I'm trying to figure out, because I've never done this before, you know, timing with transferring the medicine from the glass jars into the IV bag and getting all that set I think I'm just gonna have all the supplies ready. And, you know, my blood pressure cuff and my thermometer and everything I need for taking vitals. I'm just gonna have everything ready. So when Peter gets home from being out working, we will access my port. We'll leave at like 6 p.m. or 6:30 and then go. I think it's all gonna be just fine. Since I've only been off of IVs for a week and 2 days or whatever, I was thinking, a week ago, I was thinking, oh man, I have to do IVIG in a week and a half, but I'm not gonna want to have a needle in my chest again after 5 weeks straight. But guess what? A week went by and it already feels like distant past. It's amazing what just a week off of IVs can do for your mental health. So, as much as I don't want to stick a needle in my chest, it's fine. I've had a week off and it's only going to be in for a couple of hours, so it's all good. It's all good. I also need to take care of the hanging laundry. We do have a laundry drying rack, but it is quite full. So I need to go around this room and pick up all the clean laundry from hanging on all the doors and windows because it's dry now. And then I'm gonna go upstairs and finish getting everything ready. Well, actually, I'm gonna leave all the laundry there for now. I am just sitting in my little treatment area where my vest is, and I just took my temperature and I have a low-grade fever. And I was like feeling it. I guess you can kind of see it in my face, but like, I was like, oh, I just don't feel great. But it's not, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, I'm thinking that this is kind of just like the new me. Maybe that's how we should say it as CF patients or whatever your body has. Our new baseline, like, it's bad news when you have to adjust to a new baseline, but instead of taking it as like bad news, we should call it like the new me. But no, like, I was still having low-grade fevers while I was on IVs. And it wasn't like a reaction to the IV, it was just still happening. And I guess the reality is that my Pseudomonas, which is the like main big daddy bacteria that my lungs are fighting, it's pan-resistant, which means it's completely resistant to all antibiotics. Now, we still treat with IVs and oral antibiotics sometimes because in combination, sometimes they can have an effect. It'll never kick it completely, but it can help. Anyway, I guess I'm just thinking maybe the low-grade fevers are just gonna be part of the new me. I don't know. But like on a day like today, I was like pretty out of breath as I was walking around the house, but whatever, I got done what I found my IV pump, and I don't know, like my lungs feel tired from coughing, but I don't feel like the worst ever. And also having this low-grade fever is like, I feel it, but it's not a huge deal, like it's not a huge impact on my day. Maybe that's because I'm getting used to it happening so frequently, or maybe it's just, yeah, I mean, some days fevers feel worse than other days, and yeah, I think it's one of those things where when you have a chronic infection, like a consistent colonized infection, it makes sense that you're gonna have signs of infection, and they get worse and they get a little better and they get a lot worse and they get a lot better, and you know, the ups and downs. So I'm guessing that the low-grade fevers are probably going to stick around from here on out. I have no idea. But I've had more normal temperatures in the last week than I have had fevers. But I notice in the afternoons when I have like another round of just like my lungs feeling really congested, and you know, like the other afternoon I was just like, ugh, my lungs just need help, and I did my vest again, and that's usually when the low-grade fever kicks in, which is right now. It's the afternoon. So anyway, I'm not gonna push it, and I don't know. See, I sit here and I'm like, maybe I should just go take all those clothes down. But my lungs do feel tired, and I don't want to get up and start coughing again. I really don't want to. So I'm gonna sit here. Maybe I will do my vest again. I don't know, but I just don't feel super great right now. But I need to feel better in about an hour and a half. So, but I also need to take Tylenol for my IVIG, so it's too late to take it now. Anyway, it's fine. I guess it's just part of it. Like, there's not an easy fix. And that's that. So, thanks for coming to this episode of, well, earlier it was this episode of trying to find my lost medical device, and now trying to find my long-lost baseline, the new me, where I get fevers more frequently. Woo! Why is this out of focus? Well, you can tell it's still me, even if it's a little blurry. Well, the timing did not work out quite like we thought it was going to. We ended up having to wait to do my port. So we just got back right now. I just washed my hands, and now I'm going to get IVIG ready. The church service was really amazing. Being as Peter's the pastor, being in leadership at our church, we don't get to go to other church services very often that are not organized by ourselves or by us. And so it was great to be able to go to another church service that was put on by other people. But anyway, it was also just a really good time to kind of, I guess, mentally prepare for our church service tomorrow and then on Sunday. So it was a really good time, and now we need to do this thing. I realize I say I'm doing IVIG like everybody knows what I'm talking about, but I realize that maybe there are people who haven't been around long. This is called IV immunoglobulins. It is an how would you say this? Immunology. That's the word. The team at the hospital is called the immunology team. That's who oversees this, and it's to address or combat a weird, I think they call it common variable immunodeficiency, something like that. Basically, my blood work looked weird, my immune system looked weird, and this is the treatment. So it's an IV infusion that I do every 3 weeks, and I've been doing it for almost 3 years. So I'm just doing my thing, and Peter's taking Oliver outside to go to the bathroom, and when he gets back in and washes his hands, then we'll do my port and all the things.
got Mary's port access, as you saw, and
Well, that was for my Instagram, but you can have it for the vlog.
do I have to like pay you a royalty or something? Oh man, look at you. You got like a whole studio set up for your Instagram?
Well, I know, I don't. I just needed lights. I turned on your studio lights.
Oh man. We had a good night tonight, and now it's time to party with some IVIG. You're probably gonna get sleepy here pretty soon.
Yup.
Did you take your drugs?
Not yet.
Alright. Well,
As
we're gonna say,
always,
as always,
We
we'll
will
see you tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.
And let's say good night to the Ollie boy. Good night, buddy. Oh, you're just